Okay, so I'm going to do a part 2 of this video, and one of the things that I wanted to say is that I was talking about in the other video how I saw Christianity as a form of a drug, and as I go through some of the scriptures, like, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not lack, or the joy of the Lord is my strength, or I can do all things through Christ. To me, even though a part of me felt like warm and fuzzy inside, there was another part of me that always felt like, why is it that I have to depend on something or someone else outside of me in order to function? And talking about, how religion is like a drug, or how I saw religion as a form of a drug, that is exactly what I mean. When I would listen to people say, you listen to people say, oh, God is everything in my life. Without God, I couldn't function. I couldn't, He's the air I breathe, or He's everything to me, or He helps me every step of the way, or I have to lean on Him and depend on Him for everything, to provide for me, to care for me, to love me, all these things. Everything is coming from an external source. And the way that to me, that resembles very much a drug. You use something external in order to make yourself feel good, in order to help you cope with reality, or with your problems, or with issues, or with life. And you're depending on something or someone else. So I always had a problem with that. There was always something inside of me that felt like, this isn't right. This doesn't sound right. This doesn't really make any sense. And maybe because there were so many things in the Bible, there were so many things about religion that I found very confusing and contradicting and even immoral, that it's like all these ideas were always in conflict. And now I realize that it was because, how they say, religious people go through mental gymnastics? That's exactly what I used to do. And I can see that now. I didn't see it at that time, but I can see that now. And even when I was a Christian, I would still read books, like New Age books, or, I would listen to people that talked about meditation and going within, and how you are the source of everything. The source of life, is within you. So it all comes from within you. It doesn't come from something outside of you, but it comes from within you. So to me, that always made more sense. And I would see the difference between maybe a person that would meditate, that was a meditator, versus a Christian. The person that meditated, that was more like in touch with his inner wisdom, with his inner source, to me, most of them always seem to be more humble, more emotionally stable, more connected, more compassionate, more loving, more kind than the Christians. And so that, I always had that image, and it was like a conflicting image, and I always felt like, this person over here, the meditator, that is more appealing to me, because that's what I'm looking for, and that's what Christianity claims to do and give you. But in reality, it's not. It's, to me, religion, it really reinforces your ego, because to me, it's based on ego. It really does say, oh, we're better, we're the chosen ones, we're above everybody else. So that could never be the source of humility. Ego is never going to be the source of humility. You have to let all those things go and say, you know what? I'm not attached to any of this. This does not give my life meaning. And I don't need anything external in order to be who I really am. So I think that to me is more appealing to learn from someone, or to follow the steps perhaps of someone that is saying, you know what, you go within, you find within that peace, that comfort, that love, that kindness and compassion with every living being. when Christianity is telling you you have to go outside of you. You have to get it from something or someone else. It doesn't come from within you, you know? So to me, it's very clear that it's like you're using something else outside of you to make you function. And that's never going to be the recipe for success. I don't see it. Because anybody can come and tell you, oh, this is the answer. This one is the answer. This is a true religion. This is a true faith. This is what God wants. Because if it's coming from outside of you, then anybody can trick you into it. Anybody can sell you different types of drugs and you can buy into it. But when you know that when you have the truth within you, you don't need those external, sources, because you know that source of life and peace and kindness and joy is truly within you. And the other thing that I want to say is that I do think that religion gives you a point of focus. And what I mean is that most religions, or at least Christianity, that it really teaches you, okay, our point of focus is, to please God, to be good, to be kind, to be humble. And it sounds like that is the goal, It tries to teach you that is the goal. Unfortunately, it teaches you that comes from outside of you, not from within you. And I think that when somebody says, that their life has been transformed because of Christianity, the way that I see it, and I could be wrong, is that person decided to change his life. He made a decision. That decision came from within him and said, you know what, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to stop, I'm going to stop using drugs or stop abusing my wife and kids or whatever the choice was, to improving the quality of his life and to be a better person. He was the one that did the work. He was the one that had to go through the therapy or through the rehab, or to study, or to meditate, or to pray, or to say affirmations. He was the one that did the work. And I think that religion will come back and say, oh, God did that. You have to thank God. He's the one that did that. He's the one that changed your life. So you're attributing your hard work to somebody else. Instead of saying, you know what? I did the work. I went through all this. I'm the one that decided to change. And if there were people there to help you, I'm not saying that you shouldn't recognize that and be grateful to them for that. But at the end of the day, if you're attributing that to something or somebody else, then you're not really being honest with yourself. Because if you think about it, if it was really your Christian God, then why do Muslims change? Why do Hindus change or become better people? If it's not your God that is helping them, that means that there is something that they connected with, something within them that helped them change and improve their life. So I think there's a difference between saying, you know what, my God is the one that changed me. My God is the one that transformed my life. My God is the one that blessed me. Instead of saying and recognizing, you know what, within each one of us is the capability of changing and transforming our own life if we connect to that source within us. If we recognize and we know that we have that power within us to be the best version of us that we can be. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.